In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the top 5 final expense carriers for face-to-face that I believe will be your best options for sales in 2021. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell final expense, Medicare, and annuities both face-to-face and over the phone. So again, the topic of today's video is getting right down into what I feel are the top 5 final expense carriers for face-to-face sales for 2021. And along with these selections, I'm going to tell you some high points of why I like these carriers a lot, to really sell to you why you should absolutely pick these carriers up to sell more of your final expense leads. So let's jump right in. So the first one, and again, by the way, this isn't in any particular order. There's no perfect final expense face-to-face carrier. You have to have, in my opinion, a collection of carriers to get the best solutions for your clients. So that's why I've picked 5 here, because usually what I start is with my new agents is somewhere between 4 and 5 final expense carriers to give them the best overall option. So the first one on the list here is TRINITY Family Benefit Life. This has been one of my favorite little carriers for many years now. What TRINITY Family Benefit Life does is quite awesome. It has very competitive rates, some of the lowest in the business, has very competitive underwriting. There's a 2-year look back for heart issues, for cancer, insulin's acceptable, so is diabetic neuropathy, and it is an instant decision verbal authorization application. You can also do a traditional paper app with an interview. Nice thing about TRINITY Family Benefit Life too is that it is a smaller company where you can talk specifically to the sales vice president, get your questions answered, and it kind of has that old-fashioned, I guess you can say, personal feel as opposed to some of these enormous companies that make you feel like another number. If I was full-time back in the field, I would try to make TRINITY Family Benefit one of my go-to companies. I just really like using them. There's nothing really to complain about the company. They just do everything right. At the recording of this video, they do a 5% bonus if you can issue pay $5,000 in AP with them monthly. So there's an added incentive to do more business with them if you make them a primary carrier. They also do Social Security deposit billing. They accept in limited quantities direct express. They don't want to be your dumping ground for your direct express. So they'll do about anything you want if you're looking for a primary carrier to write your most healthiest clients with, even though they are pretty flexible on health, so it's not like you got to have perfect health clients in order to put business with them. Number 2 on the list here is Prosperity Life. Prosperity Life is an excellent all-around carrier that has ease of use, has great pricing, and great underwriting. So it is an electronic application process or a verbal authorization application with an instant decision. It has Social Security deposit billing. It allows all forms of payment, including direct express and debit credit cards. And it has a 3-year look back on cancer, 2-year look back on heart issues. It accepts insulin and offers a 10% cash bonus if you can issue pay $20,000 every quarter, approximately every quarter. So it's an added way to make more on top of your contract with them. Price-wise, is going to be midline competitive. There are carriers that will be a little less expensive and certainly a lot more that are more expensive. But it plays as a very well-balanced overall product. There's level coverage, a true graded product, and a modified plan. And it also has pays full commission on all products, so modified, graded, and level, 50 to 80, pay full commission. And they'll accept any form of smoking as non-smoker rates other than cigarettes, which means your client can be smoking a joint. And they will get non-smoker rates. They don't care about cannabis use. So they'll take your dippers, your chewers, cigar smokers, all that stuff, right? Even e-cigs to get non-smoker rates. I love this carrier. I think it's one of the best ones out there. The people that will help you there are very communicative. Great carrier to use. Highly recommend if you don't have them. Number 3 on the list here is Forester. So Forester's revamped their product and redid it about a year ago. And where it stands now makes it one of the most accessible face-to-face carriers that you can use. So what Forester's does that's a little different than the other two is they have a preferred and what's called a standard priced carrier. The standard price carrier is a higher priced first day full coverage natural death or accidental payout coverage. So if there is a situation where you can't get them preferred, many of these squirrely health conditions can fit in their standard price coverage. For example, COPD, smoker or non-smoker, may qualify for first day full coverage with Foresters. Also, liver or kidney history issues, not dialysis, but everything short of that pretty much, including hepatitis as well for liver issues. Lupus, also neurological problems like Parkinson's also fit, and insulin is also acceptable. Mental health disorders are acceptable for preferred, and they've got a 2-year look back on heart issues for preferred and a 3-year look back on cancer for preferred or standard. So bottom line, I really like Foresters. They do require a paper app if you're going to replace, so there is that added requirement. They do have an e-app with an instant decision. You have to phone in, so you can't just do the e-app, or you just can't do a phone interview. You have to involve both of those to get an instant decision. But the prices are great. The options for coverage are fantastic, and I think Foresters is just great for those niche situations or if you need a preferred carrier with good pricing. Number 4 on the list, really it's a toss-up. It just depends on what side of the bed I wake up as far as which one of these I prefer. You need a guaranteed issue carrier in the final expense business, and either AIG or Great Western is perfect for that. So guaranteed issue, if you're new to this business, means no questions asked. You have to have a limitation of coverage for 2 years for natural death, but no matter what your client's health is, as long as they can sign their name and with competent mind, they're approved for coverage. So it's kind of our trump card. If you can't get them approved with the other carriers, you always have a last-ditch option with AIG or Great Western. Both of these carriers are competitively priced. AIG covers from 50 to 80. For $5,000 to $25,000 in coverage, and actually pays up, so you don't have to pay for life. A lot of clients like that feature. Great Western is available from 40 to 80 years old and has a lower starting face amount of $1,000 and a higher ending face amount of $40,000, so there's a little more flexibility there. Pick your poison. Either one of those are going to be good, and really, I think, should be top 6 carriers. You really could stand to get both, and then use one and then offer the other one when the other one doesn't make sense. But either of those would be fine. Pick one of those as your primary carriers for guaranteed issue. And the last one on the list here, as far as my favorite carriers face-to-face for 2021 go, is Guaranteed Trust Life. This little carrier came out last year. It's been used a ton in our agency, and I love it because it fills in a lot of holes that would otherwise be a guaranteed issue situation. The big thing about GTL is they offer 50% of the face amount as coverage in the second year. This is better than a 2-year waiting period product because you got to wait 2 years. So you can get your clients a little more coverage than what you would with a guaranteed issue carrier. There are 5 health questions involved, but the good news is there's no MIB, there's no script check. So as long as your clients honestly answer no to those 5 questions, they're going to be approved. Now, what does GTL take that would normally be sent to guaranteed issue? Well, let me mention a couple of things. Congestive heart failure is fine. Non-continuous oxygen use. So if it's not 24/7, you can get them through with GTL. Cancer within the last year that's been cured. Heart issues like heart attack, stroke, stents in the last year that's been cured. Activities of daily living requirements. Wheelchair confinement. All of this is acceptable with Guaranteed Trust Life. They have a very simple, also GTL has a very easy electronic application with a simple 2-minute phone interview that pretty much anybody can do. So bottom line, I love GTL. I think it fills a lot of underwriting gaps that end up being a guaranteed issue situation and really helps our clients out. And if you're face-to-face, you have got to be carrying GTL. It's probably my most favorite new carrier that came out in 2020 and will continue to be so in the forthcoming 2021. So that's it today. I hope you got some valuable training out of this video on which carriers to select. If you need advice or you need a contract with one of these carriers, of course, I recruit agents. If you'd like to pick up one or all of these contracts, you're welcome to reach out to me at davidduford.com/contact. I'll leave the link above and then below for you to click and just send me a message saying, hey, I want those contracts, and then we'll have a conversation, tell you more about how it would work. If you got any questions, comments, feel free to leave them below. Tell me what carriers you're liking so you can share the good news around to other agents who may need quality carriers. And if you haven't already, subscribe and like this video, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.